Many Chinese painters who come to the United States share a common misunderstanding. They believe that the more abstract their work is, the more it will be accepted. But the reality is quite the opposite. Within the American art system, when a Chinese painter is categorized as abstract, it often doesn't mean victory. It means elimination. Why? Because in the U.S., abstraction does not merely signify a style. It represents a historical territory that had already been claimed. Many people assume that abstraction became the global mainstream naturally as a spontaneous response to the invention of photography, but that is not the truth. The reality is that in the 1940s and the 1950s, the United States actively promoted abstract art as a symbol of freedom during the Cold War through cultural institutions and private foundations. Artists such as Pollock and Roscoe were indirectly supported and sent on international exhibitions. This systematic cultural strategy ultimately established abstraction as the global mainstream of modern art. So when a Chinese painter is labeled as abstract by the American system, something immediately happens. They are pulled into a comparison framework. Who are they compared to? Pollock, Roscoe, the Queen, and in that comparison, winning is almost impossible. Not because the work is bad, but because that war was already over a long time ago. At this point, some people may ask, what about Zhou Ji? Didn't he succeed? That's a good question, because it helps explain the historical moment when abstraction was promoted in 1940s and 1950s. Zhou Ji arrived in Paris in 1948 and began moving toward abstraction in the 1940s, at a time when abstract expressionism had not been solidified into a global canon. He did not enter abstraction after its history had already been written. He entered while abstraction was still forming, branching, and competing for direction. His presence introduced an Eastern variable into the formation of abstraction itself. What he won was not abstraction as a style, but an irreplaceable historical position. He contributed to a structural expansion within the abstract language. Today, Chinese painters no longer have the opportunity to replicate Zhou Ji's style success because the historical window of abstraction has already closed.